Hey, my name is Josh Abreu, and I interview JP Bouvais. He does this. And this. He also does that.
Metric modulation. Does that mean anything to anyone?
He does this. Oh, he won this. He also won that.
U.S. Three Drums Champion, JP Bouvais.
Kind of does it all. JP is a superhero.
Yo, shh.
So she played in the what? She's in the rock band.
She was in a rock band when she was young. I mean, now she plays more like big band and musical stuff.
So she's still playing now?
Yeah. So she's in like pit
Nice.
orchestras. She does some big bands around the community and stuff. Plays at church.
Nice.
She's awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to take a wild guess and say that she started you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I would guess so because I mean, super typical story, but I used to play on pots and pans with chopsticks.
Hey.
And one day I'd grab some drumsticks and I broke one of them. And I'll bet that was the time my mom was like, "You should probably check out."
I mean, it is kind of everybody started like that, but we have a similar story. I used to like wipe out my mother's cabinets and literally take everything that had a plate platform type thing and lay it all out. Well, mom is doing whatever, and she'd find me with 2 spoons, and there's literally 50 plates on the floor.
Nice.
And pots, and I'd just be sitting in front of the TV, Indian style, like any kid would. Just, I don't know what I was doing, but I'd just be banging away. Until I'm from the Bronx, so when we moved to Rhode Island, we had a house in Bronx. You know, everything is apartments and stuff like that. When we moved to Rhode Island, we got a house, and she decided to get a drum set.
Nice.
It was a Pearl. But yeah, so everybody kind of has that thing. But it's funny that you say that because I guess since me and have that in common, I might be able to win the drum off for.
Oh yeah, man!
The VJ
It all started
competition.
right there with those pots and pans.
There you go. There's hope for me. Do you play any other instruments?
I kind of play the bass, but my friends are so good at the bass that I just don't even. I'm not a bass player.
Okay.
But I like to play the bass.
Yeah.
And I understand how it works. And I could play some very simple things for you.
Yeah, but you see, you're missing the big thing. I'm waiting for you to say the SPDS pad.
I play the sampling pad.
Yes.
I do play the sampling pad.
There's a difference between people using sounds.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between the way you and Juan play it.
Right.
You guys really milk it for everything it can possibly do.
Yeah.
Juan, what was he doing? Playing the Billie Jean Billie Jean sample.
Yeah. He took it farther than I did.
Yeah, but the way you guys played it was just. It's a talent to, I understand you can be ambidextrous and everything like that and play here and do this, but you were literally playing and switching between samples and doing all this crazy stuff. How in the world do you do that without choking at not once?
Well, it's just a different way of thinking, Okay. Like a lot of people try to replace acoustic drums with electric, and it's really not meant to be that. It's really a different instrument, like electric guitar versus acoustic guitar. They have very different applications.
Good analogy, yo.
Thank you.
That makes so much sense.
It does, because and that's what separated both Juan and I in the competition. I think.
It's rigged. It was rigged.
It was rigged.
It was rigged because
and as well the rolling thing, but it's kind of, it's the motto in life, if you spend a lot of money on this thing,
okay,
to use as a tool, and then you use 1/100th of its ability, that's a huge waste of money. When I see people with this $700 sampling pad, the nicest one you can get, the Roland one, and they just use it for a clap. That might be all they need that day. Maybe they just need a clap. Okay. But a lot of people I know for a fact, they just know how to hit the clap. You know what I mean?
And they don't even upload anything. They just use whatever's there. They use
and that's it's not bad, but for the competition's sake and for my own purposes. I mean, what I did with mine is I ended up deleting everything stock on it, and now I've uploaded 700 samples of my own because I use it with all the bands I'm in. A lot of electronic stuff, and it's all homemade samples it's either me or when I play drum and bass with my buddy Drew, he makes a lot of samples for it.
Drew, man, that dude is a problem. I watch his videos and well, I mean, not like a problem child. I mean, he's a problem.
A good
wow, I watch the stuff that you guys do together, and it's just you got to sit there in awe and just appreciate the talent, and it's just what inspired. A couple things. What inspires the creativity with you and Drew? Because you guys are not your average.
Well, first, before we go there, he has the same mentality as me with the gear. Like the sounds he gets from his bass, they're from like regular pedals, but no one has ever made those sounds because he has learned how to use them to the fullest capability. The same that I know everything about the sampling pad and everything about the octave pad and everything about the triggers I'm using. That it's like, it's kind of like having like a xylophone and just not hitting like the top keys. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like they're there,
of course,
and you're just not even going to use them. So just using all the gear. But I mean, Drew, my inspiration. I don't know. We've been friends for a long time. He was not one of my first friends, but I met him in my first semester at Berkeley.
Yeah, you guys are both, I want to say, like, odd in a great way because you guys are not, I can't say you remind me of this person.
Right.
I can't say Drew reminds me of this person. You guys are Drew and JP, like, there's only one. And
That's cool,
and it's a real, like, it's not like it's a really organic uniqueness.
That's
that
cool,
and you know, I appreciate. I mean, I wouldn't, I can't dress like you. I can't rock the space pants, but like that's a uniqueness that you can look at and like, yo, man, like you guys are dope.
Yeah, and I think we bring it out of each other too. I mean, a lot of my friends are like that, and I mean, when me and Drew were first like becoming friends, we hung all the time. Like we were just around all the time. Like there was a period of time where like he was teaching me to unicycle, and I was teaching him to juggle, and he was working on Rubik's cubes. We would just hang out and like do stuff. You know what I mean? And now that stuff is replaced by like making live electronic music and dubstep or whatever. But I don't know. We just kind of get each other now. You know, we're on the same page. Like it's just like no BS. You know.
That's good, man. I mean, both of you guys, man, are just on some other level musically, and especially being once again reverting back to that age of 22, right? Mm-hmm. Like you guys are just light years ahead of your time, and which is dope because like I could only imagine where you're gonna be as little as 5 years from now.
Well, thank you.
At 27, like
I think I have always thought Drew's an absolute genius.
No,
and it'll be obvious.
That's perfect. You say that. I'm glad you said that because if Mike Johnston calls you a genius, which he just called his friend Drew a genius. Now, Mike Johnston, if you don't know who he is, shout out to Mike. He is a very well known teacher. Mike Johnston says that this young man right here, JP Bouvais, is a genius, and you can see in his playing why he would say that, and the way he markets himself. That's one thing I was telling him earlier. The promo, the market, the way he goes about doing things, business, anything. What more do you need to learn? Like, what more? Like, I know there's a lot. You know, you say it yourself, but other people look at you and be like, yo, JP is like, this dude knows what he's doing. How? How did you learn? Was it Berkeley that taught you this stuff, or was it you've always kind of had a sense of?
I don't know, man. There's a lot. You just said a lot of things, so they all develop slowly. You know?
Okay.
I mean, Berkeley. Like, I did take some business classes and stuff, but that's not like. It's not knowing about the business that makes you like good in the business side of things. It's just wanting to do it. You know.
Yeah, and naturally, you invest time into something you want to know more about.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like, if you want to do something, you're going to do it the best you can do it. And, like, if you think about, I mean, when I take a step back, and I do often, and look at, like, what I do on a daily basis, I'm like, this is the best job ever. Like, I want to do all these things. Like, I want to promote myself. Like, I want to set up my own photo shoot. I want to book a tour for my band, because that's all awesome stuff. Like, otherwise, I'm just going to hang out and sit at home, and I don't want to do that.
Speaking of that, business and all that stuff, what is your website? What's the name of your website?
The name of my website is jpbouvaismusic.com.
JP, man. And you designed it yourself?
I did. I designed it. It launched in this January, and I started designing it like right after the drum off, and then it kind of like wasn't quite there, and then I took a little time off, and then I started like kind of restarting on the design and like reapproaching it in a different way, and we started making it with a friend of mine. Because I've done web design as a side job for like 5 years, and I just like this year I've stopped doing it because luckily like there's enough drumming going on that's working.
Yeah.
I fooled them. So I'm like, I just handle the aesthetic and side of things, and like working with clients. And then my buddy Mike, who's a great guitarist, Mike Linden. He's the programmer. So that's how the website works. Like I design the whole thing and all the concepts and everything, and then I go to Mike and I'm like, let's make this appear in Safari. You know what I mean?
Appear. So you are a what they call a DIY. DIY. I'm sorry, I forget.
You're confusing it with that DUI.
No. But like you do everything yourself, and it just goes to show you don't need you don't need. How do I put?
You don't need a team, man.
Exactly. You do a lot of things yourself.
At a certain point, you might need a team, but it'll be very obvious. And in my opinion, that do-it-yourself thing, it's not a skill set; it's an attitude. Because like I didn't know how to do anything. None of the people that build these big companies started knowing how to do anything. They're just like, I'm going to do it. Like that's all there is to it. Because nothing's that hard to learn. Like there's a bunch of like everyone's kind of the same, and like all the people that do all these crazy like things that seem really crazy are just normal people with normal brains like you and I. And like so if you're like, okay, I want this to happen, I need this to happen because I can't pay someone else to do it. Like I'm gonna do it. And that kind of attitude, it goes to everything, like if I was like really into this, I started like cutting my own hair, just like do everything, I design everything, do my own like the website and the videos and like booking and stuff. And it's just like I find every time that I try to have someone else like do something for me, it takes 10 times as long.
Yeah. And
it's just not an extension of you, you know what I mean? Like
of course. So I'm all right. You were doing the drum off. You're going to school. You're doing the V drum. Okay, I know you were drumming professionally. At what age did you start? Like when did you get your first paycheck? Whether it was cash or taxes taken out.
I mean, of course, I like played some smaller gigs growing up that like paid a little bit, like weddings.
What age was that?
Let's see. I mean, I might have gotten like $20 here and there when I was in like ninth or. I mean, honestly, like when I was in my band in middle school, we did a lot of Battle of the Bands.
Nice.
And some of those had like $250 cash prize.
Hey, that's so. There you go. That was so middle.
That
school.
was huge, but that was reinvested right into the band because we had a lot of stuff to do. But I mean, I don't really consider. I think I consider my actual professional drumming career, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah.
Starting, I guess I would say after my first clinic tour, which was set up after the drum off, by Guitar Center.
So that was at what, like age 21? I want to say.
This is
21.
21. This is 21.
21. Okay.
Is it? It's been a year. Yeah, it's 21.
Okay, yeah.
And so that was like the first paycheck, just getting paid to play drums. But that's kind of weird because like I didn't set that up. So in my mind, like the first things that it was just like I created this for me and it paid me, would be like the website and the clinics I've set up since then on my own.
On your own. So a little birdie told me that you booked the tour for Helicopia.
Dave McKay Group coming up because I'm booking it like Helicopia is releasing our next EP and we're playing a show in New York, Boston, Philly.
Okay, but I'm talking about when you guys went like far, like Europe.
No, I didn't book that.
You didn't book? Oh.
I would have liked to, but our singer is from Istanbul.
Oh, okay.
And we were in Istanbul for this.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of she was pulling her connections and like making a lot of stuff happen.
I thought you
But I did just book the Dave McKay Group tour. I mean, Dave and I worked together on it, but it was a lot of people I know from just because I live here. He's from England, so I have a lot of like contacts around the country. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we just booked like I think it must be 13 or 15 city tour from New York to Minnesota.
Nice. Guys, please follow this man. Like, add him on Facebook, add his fan page, add his Twitter, add his Instagram, because the things, the things that he posts are so influential and inspirational to me and anybody else who sees it. Like, whether it's the way you and your buddy, like I told you, well, if you can see behind there, there's your setup. the things that the way you go about doing other things, and your move to New York, like I followed it. I was like, okay, so he was hometown first, Berkeley, Boston. But by the way, also another thing we gotta address, you were behind that whole Berkeley shop thing.
I was.
The dope movie spiel like you guys did.
That's a whole nother story.
That was amazing. That was amazing when you pulled that off. But so please follow this man, because you're really gonna learn a lot. And I was actually telling JP, like I kind of got the cojones, I guess you want to say, to start doing some interviews because I saw you doing them, like whether it was with Thomas Lang or whoever, and I started watching many other people, but you kind of gave me a name. I'm like, yo, he's young. I'm young.
The average
why
dude
can
doing
he
interviews,
do?
man?
I'm like,
Let's
why
do
can't?
it.
No, he's not. He was on this superstar run, winning all this stuff.
No.
But I'm thinking to myself, why? If he's young, I'm young. I feel like I'm somewhat personable. Like I can do interviews. I thoroughly enjoy conversations.
That's where all that stuff starts, man. All those huge things in magazines, it all starts with one dude just being like, I want to do this, let's do it.
Nice.
Listen up. You are now watching an exclusive on BAM.ENT TV with Josh Abreu. Just pay attention.